Hey guys, it's your girl Tamika, and I want you to consider me your personal hair coach. Okay, so today I'm coming to you because I want to, and this is highly requested, but I want to show you guys how to care for and maintenance your hair underneath the wigs. And I'm also going to show you how to refresh your wig, especially if you're wearing a human hair wig, because this wig I have on is a human hair wig, and it's a U-part wig. So if you're wearing a U-part wig, this video is perfect for you. If you're wearing a wig that encloses all of your hair, it's just fine too, because it's pretty much all the same steps. So I'm going to be going through how to properly shampoo your wig, how to care for your hair underneath the wig, how to moisturize, how to shampoo, all that stuff. So yeah, so I'm really going to show you how to go from this, like my hair like is all swollen and stuff from just wearing it, and I think it even got a little bit wet. So I'm going to show you how to go from looking like this to looking like to this. I'm all fancy free. Look at my hair. I'm whipping it. I'm whipping it. It feels so good, a fresh shampoo and a fresh dew. I tell you guys, it really does. But yeah, guys, just stay tuned for all of my hair videos. Make sure you subscribe. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date on all my hair videos I upload and all my other cool videos I have on my channel. I would love to have you guys. So I guess I should just go ahead and get into the demonstration, y'all. I love you. Let me start off by showing you the products that I'm going to be using today. And I'm going to be using the Carol's Daughter Black Vanilla Leave-In Conditioner, and this is becoming one of my top leave-in conditioners for moisturizing like the braids underneath wigs and weaves. I love this stuff. It smells good and it leaves the hair very soft and moisturized. I'm also going to be using the Camille Rose Curl Aid Moisture Butter, which is a staple product of mine, especially if you've been watching me for a while. You know I love this product, and it smells like cake and cupcakes. It smells so good. And of course my grapeseed oil, but if you're doing this you can use whatever type of oil you want. I prefer grapeseed oil, but you can use coconut oil, you can use jojoba oil, argan oil, Moroccan oil, marula oil, olive oil, whatever oil you choose, you can use this. And another alternative to using like a creamy butter or something like this, you can also use like a hair milk too. But it doesn't have to be these products. These are just products I'm recommending. And of course I'm going to list the products I'm using below so you guys can click and check those out. And also, this is becoming one of my favorites. It's by Pureology, the Strength Cure Shampoo and Conditioner. It's fantastic. I love it. This is a new product that I just recently found out that I enjoy and love. And the reason why I didn't buy Pureology in the past is because it was just expensive, but I got it on a good sale. And yeah, so I actually bought these products and I put them in a haul that I did recently, so I'll put a link below so you guys can check that out too, and I might put a card up there if I remember. But yeah, these are great. If I don't know, I'm up in arms about whether or not I want to use the Pureology or do I want to use the Care Intensive Restorative Mask. So we'll see. I just want to have alternatives. Of course, my wide tooth comb, and I think I have a detangling brush set in the shower, so you guys may see me use that in the shower. So first things first, I'm going to separate my hair from the wig. And if you're just wearing just a wig, a regular wig that is enclosing all your hair, you would just take the wig off. But since I'm wearing a U-part, I have to separate my leave-out parts. And I'm just going to go ahead and detangle that. Ouch, 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 ouch. That didn't hurt. And so I am getting ready to take off my wig so I can moisturize and care for the hair underneath. And y'all, please bear with me. For you to get the best out of these tutorials, I know that sometimes they can be lengthy, but for you to get the best out of them, it is better for me to do a talk through, and so you guys can see like the true step by step. So I know I'm trying to streamline what I'm doing and get it down to less than 20 minutes, but sometimes it's just not possible if you really want to learn everything. And so there's the wig. This is a U-part wig. And if anybody is interested, I actually made this wig myself. And the hair is just old hair I had in a stash from Haley's Curls. Haley's Curls is no longer a company anymore, but this hair, I've had it for years and it just had longevity. So yeah, and it's 20 inches. But yeah, you guys just bear with me because I have a lot of good things to say and I want to help as many people as possible. But if I try to like shorten everything down, then you won't get the full benefits of the class. Okay, so this is my leave out here. And then these are my braids. So let me just go ahead and get closer up so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So because I'm wearing a U-part wig and my hair is natural and this hair is straightened, I want to be sure to not get any wet products on top of it. So I'm gonna be very careful to not get any wet products on top of it. But I'm gonna start with the Carol's Daughter spray, and I'm just going to spray until I feel like my hair is damp but not soaking wet. And I'm just gonna spray all over. Yeah. And this should be done 3 times a week. Some people can get away with 2 if they have finer hair, but 3 times a week, because I find a lot of people, when they take down the braids, the hair is not moisturized well enough. And it's because they're not doing it enough. And make sure you use a generous amount of products as well. And I'm gonna, because I have new growth, these braids have been in for about 4 weeks, so I'm gonna lift up that braid and spray underneath. And just kind of get in there really, really good. You guys can see that. And I'm just going to kind of like pat and squeeze it in just to make sure it absorbs. And let me not forget the nape. And y'all, I'm getting ready to start a new nape journey too, so I'm doing a video about that. That's a trip. Okay, so now that's all like soaked the way I want it. And now I'm going to take my Camille Rose and I'm going to get a good amount. And if you guys are wearing weaves, you can go check out my how to moisturize the hair underneath the weaves video too, because it's similar to this, but it's a little bit different because you have to lift up tracks and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to take that and I'm just going to start spreading it on so I can cover all of the braids. And I'm squeezing in as I go so it can kind of saturate really well. I'm trying to get the braids really well. And the reason why you do this is because you want to preserve as much of your hair as possible, as much of your length as possible. You want to preserve, because a lot of times people don't know it, but the damage doesn't necessarily come in like putting your hair up like this. It comes in the takedown. So if your hair is dry, especially at the roots, if your hair is dry, then it's going to be hard to comb through. It's going to be hard to manage. You're going to have matting, you know, it's just a mess. So if your hair is dry, then when you comb through, you're going to experience some breakage, because breakage comes from dry hair. You know, got to keep the hair moist. Moisture is the key to length retention. And I'm doing the nape too. Okay. So it's very important to do this because it keeps the hair soft, supple, and moisturized. So when it's time for you to take out your braids, it'll be easy peasy. And then you can just kind of glide the comb through the tangles, glide the comb through whatever little mats you may have. And please don't keep your protective styles in longer than 8 weeks. I actually recently had a client who did that. She kept it in 10 weeks and her hair could not take the 10 weeks and she wound up with excessive matting and she lost like 3 inches of hair. So it's very important to take out your protective styles, you know, in a timely manner. So just patting and squeezing, you know, everything in. Don't rub and scrub because that creates matting, and matting equals damage and breakage. And we try our best to make sure the hair doesn't mat up. Okay. And 2, make sure you get the new growth really well, because new growth needs moisture love too, because if not, then when it's time for the takedown, the new growth will be all drawn up and it'll be hard to comb through, and that can run into damage. So y'all hear me talk about it all the time. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I'm telling you this because I want you to get it and understand the importance of it, so you can have the length retention that you want and the health that you want. So I'm gonna take my grapeseed oil, and I have my little applicator bottle here, and I'm just going to just spread it on. And remember, 3 times a week. You may be able to get away with 2, but 3 times a week is key. Let me turn around so you can see. You know, don't overdo it, because I've actually had people overdo it and their hair winds up sticky. So you don't want sticky hair, you just want moisturized hair. And another thing too, a lot of times when you do this on a regular basis, it may seem as if your hair is dry, but I find, and look, I got some on my hair, but that's okay. I find that if you moisturize, if you do it 2 to 3 times a week and you do it properly, that when you take it down, you know, your hair is not dry. It feels dry to the touch when you touch it, but when you take it down, that's where you feel all the moisture. So don't worry if it feels dry on top. As long as you have been doing this 2 to 3 times a week, it will not be dry once you take it down. Okay, let me put some oil in the back too. My nape need love. It needs some serious love, y'all. I'm a hair puller, but I'm gonna talk about that in my nape video. All right, so that's that. Good God, I need a towel. Wipe my hands off. So that's that. And so now I'm gonna put my wig back on because the braids underneath are moisturized. And I'm generally a Monday, Wednesday, Friday girl when it comes to it, but you have to find out what your pattern is. And so I'm gonna just put that back on. And this wig only has the 3 combs in it because I don't like back combs. And I really don't like combs at all, but for a U-part wig, you have to have combs. All right. So now I'm going to take my grapeseed oil and I'm going to go ahead and put some oil on the leave out parts. This is very important. And on the leave out parts, I would suggest you do it every day if you can, but if you feel like that's too much, I would say at least 4 to 5 times a week. And so when I moisturize, I like to start a lot of times at the end and work my way up, making sure to get that hairline. Ooh, that itches. Make sure to get the hairline and then separating in between, you know, getting moisture onto all of the hair. Like so. Making sure to concentrate on the ends of the hair because the ends is the oldest part and we have to make sure that they stay moisturized because if not, they'll break and then you won't have length retention. I'm just going to comb that through. Alrighty. So 3 times a week for the hair underneath the wig. And that's a U-part wig or regular wig. And then if you have leave out hair for a U-part, then every day or at least 4 to 5 times a week. Okay. Okay, so you guys see my hair is puffing up a little bit there. Now, when I'm wearing my hair, my wig, I don't, on shampoo day, that's the only time I put heat on my hair. If it's gotten to a point where it starts getting puffy like that, I either pull it back, like into a ponytail, or I put a bun on. You know, I put a quick bun just to kind of make that puffy hair lay down. I'll do something like this, or even I'll take the sides of it and just kind of twist it back like this. Just finding creative ways to keep the heat off of my hair so I won't be like damaging it. And so I'll do this number. I'll twist it back. Like so. And it's just really easy and kind of cute too. Because every time I wear my hair like that, people give me compliments. So it kind of disguises like the puffy parts and you can still look, you know, decent. Uh-oh, that one fell. But yeah. There you go. Yeah, and it's still decent. So that's a way to keep heat off of your hair if you need to until shampoo day. Okay. Okay, so let me show you ways that you can tie your hair up at night. I generally don't wrap my wig You know, some people, they wrap stuff around their head. I don't do that. What I do a lot of times is I'll pull it back into a bun. And this is if I wear my wig to bed. And I'll show you how I do my hair if I don't wear my wig to bed. And you can wear it to bed. I wouldn't suggest you wearing it to bed every night, but if it's one of those nights when you're really tired or you just don't want your significant other to see you with your wig off, then you can do this. And so I basically put it in a bun like this. Okay. And then a lot of times I'll just throw a bonnet on. And this is like my nighttime garb. Or sometimes, you know, if I feel like it, I'll put my slap cap on. That. And sometimes I'll even do a combination, and I talk about this all the time, especially if you feel like your bonnet comes off at night. I'll do a combination. I'll put a scarf on. Woo. I'll put my scarf on. And then I'll put a bonnet on top. And a lot of times for me, this really stays really, really well. It's like double duty. And I'll do that number. Or, let me take that off. Instead of me doing a bun like I have here, I'll just put it in a ponytail. And then I'll just pin it up like so. It really just depends on how I feel. But I rarely ever go without putting something on my head before I go to bed. That did not stay. Let me use this clip. But you guys get the gist of it. My bobby pins didn't stay. And then I put the bonnet on. The only thing about the ponytail is that it leaves a little crimp in the back. The bun is better because you get a soft wave, but that's pretty much how I do it every single night, and it works really, really well. And it keeps your hair, you know, protected. Now, if I'm not wearing my wig, let me show you how I do it. Okay, make sure those are. If I'm not wearing my wig, let me show you how to do it. Okay, take that. I separate my hair. And I take the wig off. Whew. And a lot of times I'll just take the leave out parts and just ponytail it back like this. Or either I'll put it in a bun or something. But if you put it in a bun, then you're going to have like crimps in your hair. So my hair is not that long at the top, so I just basically do that. But you can pin it down, and then I'll put a bonnet on just like this. Oops. I put a bonnet on just like this. And in the morning time, I get up and I just put my wig on and just comb my hair. Okay. So now it's time to shampoo. So on shampoo days, for my U-part wig, what I do is I separate my hair from the top. Separate my hair from the wig. I separate my leave out parts. And then I'll take the wig off. And then I'm just going to detangle my leave out parts.